Right now at 5, it is the rare event that grabbed the nation's attention, a total solar eclipse. From coast to coast, team coverage of the sky show of the decade. Plus, how much money was lost from the celestial distraction. And new information after weeks of uncertainty. The Sewerage and Water Board says more pumps are working. How many, the city says, have been fixed. Plus, the agency charged with protecting the president says it is broke, whom the Secret Service is blaming for the lack of cash. The news starts right now.
Live, local, late-breaking. This is WDSU News at 5.
First at 5, eyes on the skies and cheers across America as solar eclipse mania captivated the country.
From the West Coast, Midwest, down south, the East Coast, and even outer space, the country stood still in amazement at the sun and the moon as they crossed paths. And what a phenomenal sight it was. Good evening, everyone. I'm Sala Kim.
And I'm Sean Kreisman. The sun has set, so to speak, on the Great American Eclipse, but tonight we do have team coverage of it all. First, we begin with NBC's Jay Gray. He is in Casper, Wyoming, where it went dark.
Here we go.
I don't even know what I'm going to feel.
I'm happy to be here in the right place at the right time.
I think I'm just going to experience that moment of wow.
A wow that began off the Oregon coast, a blazing start to the morning, the sun taking its place in this cosmic dance.
Oh, this is crazy.
The moon slowly entering from stage right. First a sliver, then a thumbnail inching between the sun and earth until totality.
Man, it's incredible actually to be here like amongst all these people and for everybody to come together to see this. I think it's incredible.
The flare of the sun's corona spilling over the edges of the moon. On the ground, a glowing 360-degree sunset.
It's the most amazing thing I have ever seen.
The breathtaking scene playing out over and over again. The moon shadow racing along a 70-mile wide path from Oregon through South Carolina.
That was awesome. Never seen anything like that.
Then, about 2.5 minutes later, an explosion of light. And it's over.
And I just wish it could just last forever.
For those who saw it, it will. Several of those watching here cried during totality, and many say they are already planning for the next U.S. eclipse in just 7 years. Jay Gray, NBC News, Casper, Wyoming.
Not many tears here in New Orleans, though. The Big Easy celebrated the total solar eclipse with the only way we know how, a party. WDSU's Casey Fran continues her team coverage in the Warehouse District, where some people played hooky from work. Casey.
Yeah, Sean, a lot of kids actually were able to skip school today. We saw a lot of professionals that were taking extended lunch breaks here this afternoon to watch this rare space event. Barcadia here actually hosted a watch party along with other places here downtown.
Checking in one more time from Barcadia for our solar eclipse party this afternoon.
People were on sidewalks throughout downtown and outside office buildings, peering through glasses, welding helmets, and any other homemade contraptions they could get their hands on to watch this rare solar eclipse.
This is amazing.
More than 700 people walked through the doors of the Ogden Museum this morning.
I'm absolutely surprised. I mean, it's packed. The whole museum is packed. It's very rare to see this many people on a Monday midday at the museum.
Just one if you could share them.
That's likely because they handed out free glasses but ran out quick.
Oh, so much for the Ogden.
It's disappointing, but to be expected, right? I know that I looked online. Every retailer really sold out way far in advance.
I hope they share, glasses are a hot commodity to view the eclipse.
We were able to find someone willing to let us borrow these Eclipser glasses, but if you weren't so lucky, there were some other resourceful ways to watch today's eclipse.
Just poke one hole and then you capture the sun through that hole and you project it on something white.
8-year-old Ruthie Feinstein was able to skip school today to watch the eclipse with her dad.
The moon and the sun and the earth coming in one straight line, and the moon is blocking the sun so that it looks like the moon, and then just the sun around the edges.
It's a rare event that brought people of all ages together.
It's incredible, right? This is, it's rare in our lifetime to be able to see something this exciting. So I'm so glad that people are excited about science and getting out and partaking. It's really great.
Now, the party here at Barcadia actually ended a couple of hours ago, but I can tell you the people here who were here among the lunch crowd were actually watching on TVs inside, kind of just staring at those TVs in awe. Reporting live, I'm Casey Ferrand, WDSU News.
All right, that was awesome. Casey, thank you. And today's eclipse can be added to the list of distractions costing U.S. companies millions. NBC News is reporting American employers will lose at least $694 million in the 20 minutes that workers took to watch the eclipse progression. The study was conducted by outplacement firm Challenger, Gray, and Christmas. Other employee distractions include March Madness, Cyber Monday, and the Monday after the Super Bowl.
I need you more than ever, and if you only hold me tight, we'll be holding on forever.
All right, that song is #1 on iTunes right now. Bonnie Tyler performed her Eclipse, Total Eclipse of the Heart song on a cruise ship. Royal Caribbean's Total Eclipse Cruise featured Tyler's performance while the ship was positioned in the path of totality. And the WDSU U Local and Facebook pages lighting up with your photos of the total eclipse. Thank you so much for the photos you've already sent in, but we want to see more. Just tweet us, post it to our Facebook or the U Local page on WDSU.com. Coverage of the total eclipse will continue on NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt and on our WDSU app.
All right, let's take you outside right now on your Monday out here. You see some clouds rolling in. I'm here with Chief Meteorologist Margaret Orr here in our Weather Center with more on that.
And I mean, what a great day today. I had so much fun over at Mount Carmel.
Yeah.
I do have a couple of pics I just want to show you real quickly. Scott Waters from Jefferson. There you can see his shot. And then another one from Houdat Holly. That is really cool. And then Mona, here they are. They're making their boxes so that they can look in and see the solar eclipse. Let's look at our live radar. We do have a strong storm right now right along I-12, and it is causing locally heavy rain. We can check out that rainfall total, and just a moment ago I got a total of about 2.5 inches. That's south of I-12, so stay weather aware. Here is a look at the big picture. We do have rain and storms mainly on the North Shore, South Mississippi. All of this is moving to the west, so the issue has been right there at Covington and Madisonville with locally heavy rain. You can see more rain is moving that way over St. Tammany, so the potential that you could have some street flooding.
Margaret, thank you. New at 5, an update on the Sewage and Water Board pump repairs after the pumps failed during the recent flooding event. Officials say crews have fixed 3 large drainage pumps at pump stations 6, 7, and 11. But one pump at station number 11 was taken offline so it could be repaired. 15 of the 120 pumps remain out of service, and crews will continue to work around the clock to get those pumps working. The mayor says crews are also still cleaning clogged catch basins across our city. And more than 500 residents who were affected by the floods earlier this month received help at the Flood Resource Center last week. Meanwhile, the trial is underway for Horatio Johnson. He's one of the men accused of killing a reserve couple in 2014. That trial happening at the New Orleans Criminal Courthouse. WDSU reporter Juliana Mazza was in court today. She joins us now with the very latest on this. Juliana.
Horatio Johnson's trial has officially wrapped up for today. 12 jurors have been seated, 2 alternates selected, and opening statements will begin tomorrow morning. And Horatio Johnson was inside of the courtroom during jury selection today. You're looking at a photo from 2014 when he was booked, charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder. He's accused of killing reserve couple Kenneth and Lakeitha Joseph in February 2014. The Josephs were reported missing in February of that year. They were later found at the bottom of the Intercoastal Waterway with 30-pound kettlebells tied to their feet. 29-year-old Lakeisha was found first more than a month after their disappearance. 34-year-old Kenneth found almost 2 weeks after that, both spotted by fishermen floating in the water. Today we spoke with the Johnsons' defense attorney about the proceedings.
We are pleased to have begun the trial. We have selected a jury, and Mr. Johnson is looking forward to his day in court. We're going to begin with opening statements, and then the state will begin their case, and we're excited for the evidence to finally be presented.
Now, we did try to speak with the district attorneys handling the case. They were unable to speak to the media, but opening statements begin here tomorrow at New Orleans Criminal Court at 10 o'clock in the morning. Live in New Orleans, Juliana Mazza, WDSU News.
Juliana, thank you. Also happening now, the shooting of 2 other people has New Orleans police on a manhunt. Take a look at your screen here. This is 23-year-old Nicholas Calor. Police say they were called to the 600 block of North Galvez Street yesterday and found 2 people inside an apartment, both shot in the head. Detectives say they do believe the shooting is domestic related and that Calor is the gunman. Call police or Crime Stoppers if you have any information. FBI on another manhunt for the person they say held up an Uptown bank. You're looking at photos of the wanted man. It happened just before 1 this afternoon at the Capital One in the 3400 block of St. Charles Avenue. Investigators say he approached the teller, presented a note demanding the cash, then ran off with the money. Please call the FBI at 504-816-3000 if you have any information.
And it is crimes like the ones we just mentioned that have some seeking a higher power to change the culture of violence here in our city. Tomorrow, 8 church and law enforcement offices, as well as 33 Catholic schools, they're going to hold a day of prayer. People are asked to pause and pray for a cease to violence in our area. Tuesday, 47 church bells throughout the area will also ring their bells at 12:30 p.m. Well, President in primetime, details on the plan the Commander-in-Chief will present to the nation tonight on moving forward in war-torn Afghanistan.
And Jefferson Parish Sheriff Newell Norman is just days away from stepping down, and chatter is already heating up about who could replace him during next year's election season. That story coming up after the break.
Also after the break, keeping young athletes safe during the fall football season. How and when the Saints will educate parents on football safety.
And as we go to break, a live look outside through our Skycam. There it is. Stay with us. You're watching WDSU News at 5.